Welcome back to GCS Machinery. Last week we did a piece on this old JCB and we've been absolutely stunned by the amount of interest we've had in this machine. Crazy, absolutely crazy, and the comments we've had have been absolutely awesome. So thank you so much to everybody that's shown an interest, given us comments, given us advice. The people that have been in contact with us as well. We've had people from overseas who wanted to buy it, but it's not for sale, okay? But absolutely awesome, the following. Anyway, some of the comments we've had have been almost, where has my passion for machinery come from? Now, that's a very hard one and something that I've never really given much thought to. So we thought maybe we ought to probably carry on from that video and express a little bit of where my passion and love of machinery has come from. So, as a little boy, I lived next door to my grandparents, and my grandparents had a small farm, and they were pig farmers, okay? Awesome people, absolutely awesome people. And I spent every day, every after school, everything with my granddad, okay? Remember, Granddad, what we're doing today? Granddad, what we're doing? And he had a tractor, a Fordson Dexta tractor on the farm. So as a little boy, my world revolved around this little Fordson Dexta. Okay, so I'd rush out of school. His granddad got a tractor out and wanted to get home. Anyway, so I suppose from a very early age, I love tractors. And I think Harvey's got a picture somewhere of me sitting on that Fordson Dexta at probably 3 or 4 years old. So my passion for tractors, I think, was drummed into me at a very early age, or it's definitely been there from a very early age. And as a kid, I really couldn't get enough. Now, I left school, went contracting, went on to Fords for a contractor, roadless, TWs. As a business now, GCS, our hire fleet is all John Deere tractors. So we have got some new ones on order, new ones due in September. So if you want to hire a tractor, long term, weekly, daily, whatever, give Tim a ring, okay? Right, so, we're all John Deere, and these are great. I mean, we do a bit of fun with them. We go and do some tractor runs with them. We do some charity work with them as well. But whilst these are my passion, the real passion of tractors is behind this one. Here is the Fordson Dexta that I learned to drive on, okay? A 1958 or 59 Fordson Dexta, bought brand new by my grandfather from Haynes of Maidstone. Those in Kent will know Haynes of Maidstone are still going. I've been very lucky to keep this tractor with me through my life. Now, fantastic tractor to drive, love it to bits, okay? Now, this is still a working tractor, 60 odd years after it was delivered to my granddad. Still a working tractor. We use it for grass cutting. It does go out in the low loader sometimes if we have some small trailers to go and collect, whatever, we need something, a way of loading them up. So she'll go up on the front neck of the lorry, and sometimes we've used it to load trailers on. Brilliant, so she still earns a day's keep. It probably cost in the region of about £500 odd brand new. I don't know what that would equate in today's money and how that would compare to something like that John Deere there. But I'm glad Grandad bought it. We do like this tractor. Starts on the button. 62-year-old, absolutely starts on the button. We did, about 12 years ago, put new pistons and liners in it, purely because it became addicted to easy start. We've done that, and now she's absolutely starts on the button. Lovely tractor. We probably will take it on some road runs. We probably will take it out, but I think the trouble when we do these road runs, we all get lazy. I think we'll take these big things and have some comfort. But we probably ought to take this, it'd be a bit more fun, okay? So, yeah, very pleased to have this. Great tractor to drive. You won't see these ones like that in 62 years' time, still going like this one. So my passion for machinery, yes, when I was very young, totally, my days, weeks revolved around what Grandad was doing and what Grandad was doing with the tractor. Loved it. And I always remember, very happy early memory, we had some orchards, and we used to have a local grubbing contractor come round, a gentleman called Arthur Gotham. In Kent now, they're very, very, very prolific fruit growers. They're called AC Gotham and Son. And Arthur would come round with his Caterpillar, the Caterpillar 951, and I was absolutely hooked. Absolutely hooked. Now Harvey's got some pictures, and I think he'll put some pictures on of the Caterpillar. And Arthur would come round home every year or so and do a bit of grubbing for Grandad, tidy a few things up or whatever. And I was in hell. I could just stand there and watch Arthur with his Caterpillar all day long. All day long. Absolutely loved it. So I think from there, my progression has been so, hence the plant, the tractors that we now operate, and it's just carried on from there. I've got to be careful how I sit here, make myself not too fat, Harvey. And don't you dare put that in. I am fat. Right. I won't be long. I'll be soon. I'm going to be thin soon. You wait and see. The tractors changed over the years. Immense. I can't keep up with them. Tim here has a far greater knowledge of these tractors and how they work. I mean, today they're all computer controlled. This tractor will steer itself. It'll keep itself in a straight line. It'll do whatever it wants to do. It'll reset the implement to the back where it's got to be. Awesome bits of kit. Awesome bits of kit. But we can't fix them anymore. The days of carrying a set of spanners to fix things have long gone, you know. Even some of our JCB products now, and I'm sure John Deere are probably the same, so I'm not fully up on the technology, that the factories can talk to these machines remotely and reboot some of the settings and change some of the settings by computer. We've had it with the JCB recently with an AdBlue issue, and the factory were behind the scenes there doing it. I mean, fantastic for JCB to do that, absolutely fantastic. But it's changing, the job's changing. Will we see this? I mean, this tractor now is 6 years old. That little blue Dexta is 60 plus years old. Where will this be in 50 odd years' time? Answers below would be really quite interesting. Obviously, I don't think I'll be around in 60 years' time, 50 years' time to compare the answers to who was right and who was wrong. So there's not going to be a quiz. But it just makes you think, you know, a new one of these tractors is hundreds of thousands, 150,000 pounds, 200,000 pounds. You know, it's a colossal amount of money, and the machinery world is changing. So we're trying to adapt with it, keep up with it. Now, I always remember when I was at school, particularly primary school, I'd rush out of school to ask my mother, who picked me up from school every day, what's Grandad doing with the tractor? Now, Grandad used this every day. He used to have pigs and he used to muck out by hand. So we had a week's tipping trailer for this tractor, 3-ton week's tipping trailer, and he'd muck out the pigs by hand. Then he'd go up the road and dump the muck on a neighbouring farm, on a muck for straw basis, and that was 50 odd years ago. Well, yeah, 50, 30, yeah, whatever, 45 years ago. Anyway, I could always tell on the way home from school whether Grandad had been on the muck run that day. Because when I come back through the village of Bregga where we lived, if you'd been on the muck run, there'd always be a trail of bits and pieces of pig muck that fell off the back of the trailer, because you never used to have a tailgate on the trailer. And you'd have a trail of pig muck up to the village of where he'd been, if he'd been there. So on the way home from school, if Grandad had been with a pig muck, I'd know. If he hadn't, I'd rush indoors, get changed out of my school uniform as quick as I could to get out so I could go and do stuff with Grandad on the tractor. So a lot of history with me with this tractor. A lot of memories with this tractor, and probably this tractor is probably the catalyst of my business today. Because if I hadn't had Grandad, and Grandad hadn't been doing what he was doing, would I have gone into machinery? I don't know. We'll never know that one. Yes, a good old Grandad. Good old Grandad. He taught me well, my Grandad. Yeah, I miss him dearly. He died when I was about 10 or 11, something like that. And there's a picture of my Grandad mowing our orchards on this tractor. And I know that Harvey will get that and put it on the screen so you can see. So, yeah, me and this tractor, we go back a long way. And it's probably what started my whole interest and what's actually got GCS started. After my Grandad passed away, I used to use this tractor to do all the work on the farm. Loved it, absolutely loved it, okay. And I started doing some contracting with some neighbouring farmers as well when I was 13, 14. I was very lucky that some of these neighbours actually joined Grandad's and Grandad's farm, so I didn't need to go on a public highway. I could go through around the fields and that, and I used to go out doing mowing and all sorts of things with this tractor. I used to have straw baled for me. This is where the straw job used to start years ago. I used to get straw baled, and I would then bring straw home, store it, sell it off to horsey people who are also some neighbours of ours. Sell them straw. I used to sell muck. I used to sell muck to people that had the allotments. So this little tractor really was the very, very early beginnings of what the contracting and the hire business is today of GCS. So whilst it may not look much to people, this tractor has actually been a very vital part of where our business has got to today. So fantastic little tractor, fantastic. For the second week running, Harvey had to remind me, please, if you like our videos, press the subscribe button, ring the little bell. It does make a huge difference to what we're doing. We've got we've got a few more history videos of where GCS actually business started from at my very early age. And the fact we've been in plant for many, many years, you might be surprised at the plant that we actually first started with, very, very first started with at a very young age. We've got some nice pictures of that. Also, thank you. We're absolutely stunned by the following that we've gained on not only YouTube, but other social media platforms. I mean, one of our clips earlier on this week has gone absolutely madness, and it's got tens and tens of thousands of views and likes. Absolutely stunned. So thank you everybody that's helping us do this journey. We're enjoying sharing this journey with you, and we've got a lot more to share. So please press the subscribe, ring the little bell, and then you'll get notifications of what we're up to. So thank you, and thank you very much for your support. Your outtakes were more popular than me trying to be serious. Right. Take two. What we're doing, and yeah, I'll do that again. All right. Right. Take 27. This looks easy, but it's not. You want to come over here and do it?